sure we still here. Chuck. Take it away.
Yeah. Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
good, nice and
Excited to be here.
So on this slide, you can see some of my projects from my art classes I take on Friday called Art Barn ATX. In this first picture is a project of a giant cupcake. And in the second picture is my old project of a Christmas sign. And you see in this third slide is a picture of my haunted house that I just designed it to look like Mike and Sally's apartment from Monsters Inc. And in the last slide, you can see a picture of my little clay sculptures of animals that I did at Art Barn for the first time. In this next slide, you can see two pictures of my paintings that I'm selling. Are two paintings of the giraffe and elephant. And at this next slide are two pictures of my paintings of the koala and lion. And this next slide are pictures of my humpback whale and sea turtle.
nice.
And in this next slide, you can see two pictures of my paintings of the cow and sheep. And also in this next slide, you can see pictures of short film characters from Pixar for the birds and bounding. In this next slide, you can see a project of Oz Tap House that Nun Pearl asked me to make. In this next slide, you'll be seeing videos of my After Effects project. And now in this next slide, you'll see a video of my penguin walking across the Arctic. And now in this next slide is another video of animals playing together that are putting on a little show.
Nice.
next slide, you'll be seeing a few drawings of my animals of the wolf, meerkat, moose, and eagle. And now in this next slide, we'll see a few designs of a whole black and white forest and a trail and a trail of wolf footprints.
That was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mason, I want to open that back up and ask a couple of questions about a couple of these slides. How do you pick what animals you paint? How do you select what animals you're going to paint?
Well, I'm a big fan of animals that are from a zoo.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh yeah, so related to your zoo project, that makes sense.
Yeah, 'cause it's kind of my whole thing.
Yeah. I like that. And can you tell them a little bit about this project? What were these designs made for?
These were for Team Challenge.
Yeah. So I've been working with Mason for a couple of years now at Nonpareil Institute, and he has really turned it up over these 2 years. When I met him, he started with these animal drawings, and now he's moved into more of the paintings. And this semester he was in a class where he worked in collaboration with other students to work together to create a bigger piece. And so these are some designs that came out of that process. And it's not done yet. These are moving towards an animated piece that the team is working on, and it was just so fun this term listening to them work together. They had to decide on music for the video. They had to decide on font choices, and it was very much like one of the team members would come up with the selections and then present it to the team, and they had pretty lengthy discussions in order to, everybody was sharing their ideas, everybody was listening to everybody else, and then together they made these selections. And was that an easy process?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all did really good at it. I feel like y'all had everybody had strong ideas, and so these conversations, they went for a minute of everybody kind of passing the baton back and forth, but everybody was heard, and then in the end they came to resolutions. And I wish that I could have recorded that for y'all, because it was really quite a fantastic experience watching them do that together. So, does anybody else have any questions for Mason about these presentation slides?
Out of all the animals that you've drawn or painted, which one is your favorite?
Well, it's kind of a hard choice for me. I kind of liked my little meerkat.
Yes.
Yeah, good choice.
When did you start creating? When did that start for you?
Which projects?
Any projects? When did you first start making art?
Well, from the past week, it took me like a whole week to make those paintings.
How long have you been making art in all?
For a long time.
For a long time, since you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I would love to see some of those drawings sometime.
Yes. Yeah.
Mason, I know you recently started making a pretty big transition from digital art to physical art. How has that jump been?
I don't know.
Is it easier or harder to work on physical pieces like your animals, or is it easier to work on the tablet?
It took me a little took me a little while to get the hang of drawing on the tablet.
Mhm.
So you think the painting comes a little more naturally? Feels more natural?
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. That's a good question. Good insight. Does anybody else have any questions for Mason right now?
Yeah, do you like selling work? Do you like selling your art?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a fun process for you?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, Mason works real hard. This last winter, the opportunity came up to set up here with the Art Spark showcase with their winter market, and I opened it to the whole school. And anybody who wanted to participate could, but they were in charge of taking the initiative to make their own prints and to do all the steps that are involved with having a table. Mason stepped up and did just that, and had a really good turnout. Right, we had a good time here at the winter market, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he came back super motivated to keep going. He turned out the paintings, and we're just getting started with what's next, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh, we have one more question here.
What's the hardest animal you've ever painted or
Ooh.
drawn?
Ooh.
Well, so far the cheetah with the spots was kind of
Mm.
a harder challenge,
Mhm.
you know. And also was the jaguar.
Those cats with all those patterns, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound pretty. Questions?
Is there an animal you haven't painted yet that you want to paint or draw?
Well, this week I just made a drawing of an okapi.
Wow.
Yeah, let's talk about that one for a second. So that one got a little bit of a different treatment than some of these others, right?